On Bulletin Board this week, from practical gardening and prayer breakfasts for children to cooking demos and new websites, a last look at the Pathfinder Olympiad, a big question with Russell, to church openings and student rallies. You're watching Bulletin Board. Well, hello, everybody. Can you believe we're at the 8th episode of Bulletin Board? Let's get right into it. On the 14th of April, Robert Quipman facilitated practical gardening lessons at the Kales River SDA Church. Take a look. Yesterday was the last day of the PIFOH 21-day challenge. By the way, did you do the 21-day PIFOH challenge? You know, the one with the 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil per day. Just asking. Yesterday, 21 April, was a pretty busy day, starting off with a prayer breakfast hosted by the Langa Children's Ministries. Isn't that cool? A prayer breakfast for children. We've got to find out more. Also, Claremont SDA Church held a cooking demo. Healthy, easy, plant-based breakfasts. Wow. This is super helpful for those of us who wish to start our 21-day challenge. No, I'm not going to say it again. You can rewind. And then just a quick heads up for 2 new websites from the Cape Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. Women's Ministries has a website, people, and so does Children's Ministries. Remember last week I was quite earnest in my search for information regarding the leadership certification training? Well, it's all there on the Cape Conference Children's Ministries website. Make sure you check it out. You know, I've always been intrigued by honorary doctorates and so on. I'm going to play you a clip. Then you tell me if I'm dreaming.
This is the lady you invite to teach the Pathfinders. She is a master guide in her own right, being a master guide. So this is what I'm saying.
Did you catch that? Did Will Zondo not just confer honorary master guide status on me?
She is a master guide, master guide, master guide. She is a master guide in her own right, being a master guide. So this is what I'm saying.
So, in my first official duty with my newly claimed status as an honorary master guide, I'd like to pay tribute to the organizers of the Pathfinder Olympiad, an incident-free event with 67 churches represented. It was full. There were so many participants that races had to be culled in order to give the highest possible number of athletes an opportunity to participate. Also, what is an Olympiad without Colin Lawrence's commentary? On the track, 100 We loved every minute of it. Let's take a last look at some more moments at the Pathfinder Olympiad. Ooh, our resident fact checker was out and about, asking local church members this week's rather sensitive big question. Are you ready?
Hi, and welcome to the big question. Today we have
I'm Alison or Ellie, whatever you prefer.
Alison or Ali. Ali looking snazzy today.
Thank you.
Which leads me to our next question, our big question. Is there a proper way to dress for church?
Well, from when I was young, I was taught that you dress in your best. If this is your best, if a dress is your best, if a jeans is your best, whatever is your best, you come to church like that. That is what God wants, for you to be in your best for Him.
Yes, there is.
And-
I believe that a lot of it comes from the way that we were raised, what has been instilled in us. But I think the older we become, it's the relationship that we have with God. And we'll feel that when we come to church, we want to glorify God. So we'll dress appropriately. And that's my answer.
Well, in my opinion, I think so. I don't think it's the point where we have to wear a uniform or we have to look exactly alike to represent the church. But I do feel that there is a certain way of dressing and a way of representing yourself for the church, such as maybe wearing a suit or a dress rather than wearing something casual or even coming to church maybe in pajamas. So I feel that in order to represent yourself, you need to wear the right attire and to present yourself properly to people to show I'm going to church, I'm representing the Lord, and yeah, I'm just happy to wear what I'm wearing and feel good about it. So yeah.
So to answer your question, I think that there is a proper way to dress to your church, and I think the proper way is that you should always wear your best when you come before the Lord.
Well, to be honest, I think this is more yes and no answer to the question, because it would all depend on, based on from whose opinion you are looking through. Because if you look, maybe 30 years ago, not even that long ago, people were forced to wear hats to church and people were dressed in like knee-length dresses, all the men wore suits and women really wore pants. But now, as years went on and fashion changed, people's opinions of like dressing to church also changed. And I think that even looking in the shops now today, it's a bit difficult to shop for young girls, especially if you want them to dress more modestly, which would lead to what they wear to church. So yes, I do think that there is a right to, or a certain way you need to dress to church, like more modestly and not open, and having crop tops or pants that show too much. But also, it would depend on from whose view you're looking at. Yeah, that's my opinion on this question.
I almost said playtime is over. Huh? Say again? You can't wait for next week's big question? Neither can I. We said we would remind you, so here you go. On the 27th of April, there is a cancer awareness program at Kales River SDA Church. On the same day, it's the official opening of the Mannenberg SDA Church, and spoiled for choice on 27 April because there's also a public campus ministries and Stasum rally. Remember Pastor Gavaseb from Global Youth Day? Well, as the Youth Ministries Director for the Southern Africa Union, he'll be at this rally as well. And then Dr. Paco Edson Mokwane, the Associate Youth Director at the General Conference of Seventh-day Adventists, is a speaker at this rally. Are you also feeling a little bit old? This is a first heads up for all our master guides. I'm also wondering now, are honorary master guides also covered in this announcement? From 25 to 29 September 2024, the SAU will host a master guide convention at the Hartenbos River Resort. Planning, people? So you see that thing that goes on top of the letter E in the name Andre. You know, most when you want to create that French feel in the name. So on a Windows PC, you hold down the Alt key and then you type with your other hand 130 and voila. And if you're using a Mac, just hold down the letter E and the options will appear. It's number 2. Happy to help. My mommy was most a typing teacher. Last week, we introduced you to our new segment, Where Do You Worship? So, where do you worship? Check out the very first 2 responses. First up, Louise Jafter and her sons Jermaine and Enrique worship at Bonteheuwel SDA Church. We love Bonteheuwel so much, we drive over 50 kilometers to and from church on a Sabbath. And then Zoe Lowe from Saron SDA Church says, weekly worship at my home church and sang open air. So, where do you worship? Send us a picture and 1 sentence on why you love your church, and we'll share it here on Bulletin Board. In news from our channel, I would draw nearer to Jesus. I would draw nearer to Him. Fully surrendered each moment. I would draw nearer to Him. Episode 9 of Him Along's 3rd season just had this calming effect on me. Alvina and Bronwyn's choices had us praising, but also with reflection. We've covered 226 hymns from the SDA hymnal so far on Him Along. Isn't God good? And that's all I can tell you this week. Join us next week, Monday at 1900 for the premiere as we take another look at the bulletin board. My name is Lisa Marie Smith. 'n lekker week vir julle almal. Dis onibona next time.